When I started, I just went light, I just worked on form, and then once I got my form sorted, then I can just slightly go up.
I got a good one. What's your go-to breakfast, dinner, and lunch? What is good, people? Right now we're on the way to the gym, so I'm about to go pick up my little brother so we can go hit a session. I also put a post on Instagram so people could ask questions that they may want to know from my brother or about teenage bodybuilding in general, so I'll make sure to incorporate that in the video as well. A lot of the questions were about his diet and things like that. I did touch on that in the last episode. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I have arrived at my parents' house. My little brother's coming out now, and I have a package from My Protein. Alright, peeps, so what we're doing right now is now what we're going to do is probably a back days. So Ramel's going to be doing the stuff that I'm doing, and basically just go through the routine, and we'll probably come back to you and talk here and there, because I've got a lot of questions from Instagram that people want to know about like teenage bodybuilding, so stay tuned. I'm coming straight to your eardrums. I'm coming straight to your eardrums. It's Mr. Unstoppable. It's Mr. Unstoppable. Slow it down on the way down. So they sucking me in tandem. I prefer Mr. Unstoppable, and when I'm doing nothing, Mr. Impossible. I'ma lift a finger, put your mixtape in the hospital. Nurse coming closer, just. You have to give people the wave tips. You know the waves on point today. Cut yesterday. Fresh trim. All right, people. I thought I'd go through some of the questions those of you asked me on Instagram. How do you balance school and fitness? I'm gonna also say basketball as well. So school, basketball, and the gym.
Yeah. In terms of school, so I'd say. Wait.
I meant to do like slow.
When it comes to like after school and stuff, so I'd say when I come home I'll just rest a bit, then I'll do my work first to get that out of the way, because if I go gym first and come back, I'm not going to be in the mood to do work. So I'll do work, just do an hour, then I'll go off to the gym and I'll get my workout in without having to think about my work, come home, and then I can relax. And then when I go to do basketball as well, I wouldn't go gym on that day.
On a normal school week, you still only go gym 3 times a week, don't you?
Yeah.
So you do gym 3 times a week and basketball
2 times.
2 times. That's 5 days of being active then, basically. That's an okay balance. Like a lot of people that do sport, sometimes if you do gym too heavy or too hard, it can really take a toll on your actual sport that you're playing. So you always have to find the right balance to make sure that gym's only complementing what you already like doing. If you've got a passion that's basketball or football, make sure gym's not impacting it, make sure it's enhancing it. Alright, so the barbell rows, do like shoulder whip, so you just do that. And that's the kind of grip you'll do, so just tiny bit outside shoulder whip. But yeah, then stand up now. Now lean forward slightly. So your back's not bent. Yeah, like that, and just run out. Pull it a little bit towards your waist a bit more. So you can engage your lats a bit more. Yeah. Try lean over a little bit more forward. Yeah, like that, yeah. It's a little bit heavy, we can take off the weight. Yeah, that's better. A quick tip, people, when you're doing this exercise or any rowing thing, is make sure your shoulders aren't too rolled forward. You need to make sure you retract your scapula. I know it's a famous thing everyone says, but basically move your shoulder blades back and then pull. You pull too forward, you're putting too much stress on your traps and all sorts of your delts. So for example, the bad way of doing it would be like this. Putting too much stress on the shoulder. The better way, put your gut against it, roll your shoulder back, and then pull. Quick tip. I prefer Mr. Unstoppable, and when I'm doing nothing, Mr. Impossible. I'ma lift a finger, put your mixtape in the hospital. Nurse coming. Yeah, like that, just nice and controlled, yeah. Yeah, that's much better. Before you was leaning forward. seeing arm gains. What's your favorite thing to do on like a back day or a pull day?
Probably that bar, but not the wide one, mate. It's got the...
Alright, we'll do that next then. In a workout routine, you always have to mix in things that you enjoy because that's what keeps you doing it. Okay, one of the tips is how to stay consistent with eating the right food as a teenager. Like, do you find it hard or do you balance it okay?
To be honest, I say start making your own meal plans, or if not, if you're gonna buy something, limit yourself. So you can give yourself maybe, I say gradually go into it. So let's say if you're eating takeaway 4 times a week now, next week go down to 3, then go down to 2, then go to 1.
Yeah, when you try to do everything cold turkey, you always fall off. It's like smoking. If you smoke 7 days a week and you try and go to 0, it's going to be incredibly hard. It's a lot easier if you wean off it slowly but surely. What's your preference for arms? Dumbbells, barbell, cable?
Probably dumbbells.
Dumbbell. Let's do some dumbbells.
Make my account and count on my blessings. Trashing rappers like snackers after concessions. Throwing paper till I get me a detention. I'm honored, your honor, but you're a motherfucking relic. Neglect to check my balance cause my studio with greenery. Like goddamn, my wallet always got obesity. She caked up and baked up, she needs a piece of me. She preyed on PCP, to her I'm just a piece of me. Talk about my clothes, I'm God-forsaken. Cruising with my turtleneck fresh like Carl Sagan. By myself, I'm either.
Alright, so what we're going to do now is a bit of a superset. So we're going to do isolated arm ones of these. So we're going to go for, say, 10 each arm. Start with your weakest arm first, obviously. That's what happens when you do isolated stuff. That's why I do so many of them. If you've seen today, we've done quite a lot of isolated stuff. And I feel like it's very good for beginners because you soon find out which arm's the weakest and how much weaker it is than the other one. So I like doing loads of isolated things like the dumbbell rows and the bicep and stuff like that. Then for the final thing, then you're going to do hyperextensions. So you're going to do 10, 10, 10, and just do it one go like that circuit. So you have to make sure you choose the right way. Don't do too heavy over there to the point you can't get your 10 here. Chest up.
And I might just win an SB. I'm the next thing. You're the next thing. Y'all boys chasing pussy like Pat and LePew. If I see someone's a tools, I'll send them to you. I'm clear cut, hard-headed like a diamond head. I'm doing me, some of y'all still playing Simon Says. I give second place some hell to raise, cause #1 ain't seen better days. I elevate.
Try and extend your arm a little bit further. Yeah. Take a normal picture for Instagram. Loser.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, look at that meaty bulky gains. Actually, this could be a decent. Let's try to do one of these for a thumbnail. Alright, next question is if your mom or your dad cooks, how do you not eat their food and cook your own? Like, it's just.
So I'm assuming that's because it's either unhealthy or you just don't like it. So I say to that, when they make their chickens, for example, they've got a bowl, you can just tell them to put aside 6 pieces or something so that you can do your own food.
So basically the food that they were going to cook for you, just put it to the side.
Rather than having another lot.
Mom and dad never said anything bad to you though anyway, did they?
No.
When you did that?
Sometimes I'll just take some of my own things, because sometimes I like how they do it, but sometimes I want it done my own way.
A little bit more spice, a little bit more cayenne.
Yeah, so I'll just take away certain pieces, season it up, and then put it in the oven myself.
This one's so generic. How to gain muscle, sir? Anytime it says sir, I know it's the Indian followers. They're so polite. It's like a cultural thing. They're like super polite. Like every message they send me is sir, sir, sir. I feel like an old person.
So I say the biggest myth is people just think, for example, some of my friends in the start, they just think, okay, they haven't even started yet, and they're talking about, okay, I'm gonna buy these mass gainers.
I'm like,
and I was looking at them, I'm like, because they were like saying basically they want to get like me, so I'm like, well, I haven't done anything. Like, so I'm like, so why are you gonna jump to a mass gain? I'm like, just eat more food. I'm like, they'll eat one set of fries. For one, that's unhealthy, and two, that's not going to put on any mass. We need to eat like protein and stuff.
It's crazy though, like when I was younger, I'm not gonna say it's more of an excuse, but the knowledge went out there. Like you had to really find and go Google for ages. Now it's all on Instagram, it's on YouTube. There's information's everywhere. I know there are some people that somewhat lie and say, "Oh, get in shape in 2 weeks." But in terms of like general knowledge, it's out there. Like everyone should know that mass gain is not going to get you muscles. You know what I mean? It's beneficial to some people if you're a very hard gainer. But even then, you have to get the fundamentals right. If you're not eating the right amount of calories and food, you can't be talking about mass gainers because you haven't even got the basics right. Like these are all additions. Ramel's never had a supplement. Like you've never had whey protein, you've never had mass gainers, have you even had a pre-workout before?
I did once, but I don't think you done anything.
That means like you either had a crap one or the dose was terrible.
Yeah, it tasted horrible, and then I went into the workout and I couldn't, like, no difference.
The main thing I'm trying to say though is that the fact that you've made progress by not using any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're doing the fundamentals. Some people will write off his genetics because they're either lazy or misinformed. I'm not going to say it's nothing to do with genetics, but I'm saying that genetics is only a tiny bit of it. You need to actually put the effort in. You can have the best genetics in the world, but if you're not doing, like, feeding yourself the right nutrition or training to complement it, you're not going to see as good results as you could if you did.
And then another thing as well is, if you're just starting, think about it. If there's people in the gym who've been there for a year and a half, you're not going to do the same weight, is it? So why are you coming in? For one, you haven't even got your form sorted. So where are you going to be lifting like the heaviest thing? When I started, I just went light, I just worked on form, and then once I got my form sorted, then I can just slightly go up. And even still, I wouldn't like jump like 6 kg or something. Let's say I'm doing a dumbbell bench press. I'll maybe try and go up 2 kg every 2 weeks or something, just see if I can push harder. And then gradually, you get higher. And then you realise after a space of like 2 months, you've moved about 8 kg.
So in terms of physique gains, I've seen that you've progressed, and so have they. In terms of strength progress, how much do you think it's changed? Has it changed a lot, or is it more physical?
I'll say my strength has improved as well. I think it's more physical than strength at the moment, mainly because I haven't really
training you do as well.
Yeah, I haven't really been going for strength. The only strength exercise I've really been doing is for like legs, just because I play basketball.
What rep range do you normally aim for when you come by yourself?
It's normally about 8 to 10.
8 to 10. Today, if you watch this video, for the compound exercises like barbell row, we did 6 reps. That's the thing 6 to 8 is always what I recommend for like the big compounds. And then for some of the other exercises, like the isolated stuff, we did around 10 reps roughly. But yeah, isolated workouts are definitely good for those of you that want to make sure that one arm's not weaker than the other. For example, the barbell row, the alternative was the dumbbell row we did, just to kind of see which arm. And even the bicep one, I soon saw that my left arm is much weaker than my right. I could lift easily on my right arm, probably about 20 kg for like the 8 reps. This arm, be lucky if I could get like 4. So it shows that even though the size isn't drastically different, this arm's definitely weaker. So I know in my head, do more isolated workouts on this one. And for those of you wondering, how do you get the other arm better? You do more reps or you do more weight. So if this arm can get 10 and this arm can only get 8, you do the 8 with this arm and this arm do 6. Just do more reps and overload on the weaker arm to help you build up and actually start leveling out, because you don't have a lopsided gains. In terms of calories, I'm assuming it's the same as before. You don't know how much calories you eat, do you? The main thing is that you're just not under-eating. You never feel hungry, do you?
No.
Yeah, that's the key thing. Like, if you don't track calories, you don't count calories. The main thing is to make sure that you're not hungry. If you feel like you're starving every day, the chances are that you're doing something wrong. You should feel satiated most of the day. I got a good one. What's your go-to breakfast, dinner, and lunch?
Okay, go-to breakfast. That would have to be 2 eggs, preferably scrambled, 2 pieces of brown toast, 2 slices of bacon, and that's it. And I put it into like a mini kind of sandwich, and that's my favourite breakfast.
That's breakfast. Okay, what about lunch?
These chicken wraps that I make. So I normally bring them to school. So 2 chicken wraps. So it's just like sweet chili sauce and stuff in it. You can use wholemeal wraps or regular.
I use maybe mixed rice one. Call it mixed rice. Like the 50-50.
Yeah.
I never go for a wholemeal because it's a bit dry sometimes. Yes, I use white or the mixed rice bread.
Yes, that's my go-to lunch.
And he meal preps to work school. I don't even do that anymore. I only start bringing my food back to work. Carry on.
Oh yeah. Plus, someone, a lot of people wanted to eat it because it tasted nice, and even got paid £2.50.
Oh yeah, that's a side hustle. Selling meal prepping at school.
So you know what I'm saying. Get at me for whenever. And for dinner, I'd say. Let me switch it up. Not to say chicken.
If you eat chicken though, you can say a couple meals if you want. Once you go to meals.
It's like chicken, rice, gravy. I start to add a bit of veggie now. I'm trying to. What else? Oh, spaghetti and mince. And third, mutton and rice.
Who cooks that? You don't cook mutton.
No, mum cooks. Mum. Have you tried mum's cooking?
I haven't had mum's mutton in ages. I haven't nans or so's. How come I didn't get the call to come through for that?
It was at his room.
Every time I come, you just got the plain
for the
chicken.
Culture. Nah, for the culture. That one. I'm not sure how. I don't think that one's very healthy, you know. But yeah, I say treat myself.
You know what I want to do as well? A video that's kind of like touching on. Because once I made a video that was full day of eating as a black fitness YouTuber, and people are like, oh my god, why'd you have to put black into it? But realistically, it's just his culture. For example, one is people that will find me that are black, because people search this. If you're white, you probably don't know this because you don't type white YouTuber. That's because most of you are already on YouTube. But in terms of like someone that's Chinese, they will search Chinese YouTuber. An Indian person will search Indian YouTuber too sometimes. Purely because you want to see if someone from your culture who's in shape still eats the food that they normally eat.
Yeah.
So for example, if you search a Jamaican YouTuber or black YouTuber, we know the foods they're probably going to eat is similar to what we cook.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, do they still eat it? Do they find a healthier recipe? So I do want to do one of those where I actually use the title. But I'm going to ease off. I'm not going to do it for this video. I think Gabriel said it recently as well. And everyone was like, oh my god, why'd you have to call yourself the black dad?
Yeah.
Like,
but it's the same way that you look for someone that's probably a similar height and kind of weight to you. When I look for people who, I look for someone who's a similar size to me because I'm thinking, oh, actually that looks good like on them, so I'll do the same way.
Same with age as well. Like people search teen bodybuilder for a reason. You know what I mean? There's not, by that logic, when they say why do you have to be black, why do you have to be a teen? Yeah. A human's a human. There's loads of different things that you want to mix in. You know what I mean? For example, for food tips, I'll never watch Christian GUZMAN in my opinion, just because the foods he makes isn't to my liking. But I'll probably watch someone like maybe Shawley Cocker or Chris Jones or even the Hodgkins way back when, because the foods they type of eat is things that I'll probably, you know what I mean? And there's many other, like, even Gabriel say he's African, but still some of the foods that he sometimes eat, I'm like, I bet that'll taste nice, and I'll just put my own twist on it. Which is why my full day of eatings, you'll always notice that I use jerk seasonings and Jamaican seasonings because that's what I eat. So people that follow my recipes will know that that's the type of food I'm gonna eat. But I'm not gonna often make something, oh no, like, what do white people have? I don't. Thanks so much.
Nah, probably like
lamb with mint sauce.
Oh
and
yeah.
That's stuff that I don't cook. So if you were coming to me to get like proper English meals, you're probably never gonna see it, apart from maybe bacon and eggs here and there. But you know what I mean? That's how it is. Is there any other tips you want to give to anyone else out there that's a teenager that you've seen? Anything stupid you've ever done in the gym?
Okay, the worst thing that I've done in the gym, I was benching and then I thought, normally I'm with someone else, but I thought I was on my own and I thought, you know what, I can do this weight, let me go up a bit higher. So then, I think it was, how much was it? I think it was 80 kg. So I tried to put in an extra rep, I was like, let me go, and then it couldn't. So then, you know the one that's a little bit lower than the top? So I thought, let me get on that, I couldn't, and it got stuck in my chest, I was like, I'm looking because I don't put the...
Oh, you don't put the clips on?
So I had to flick it off.
But yeah people, that is the video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If so, give it a nice thumbs up. We'll try and do more of these teen gains, what I'm going to call it, because Gabriel's got teen shreds, and I love saying the word gains. So if you want to see more of these teen gains episodes, feel free to let me know, and I'll get Ramal to come back and we'll do more in-depth stuff. Comment down below if there's any questions you feel like you want me to touch on, or any routines you want us to do. Today was like a back routine. It wasn't even pull day, I didn't do any traps. But yeah, stay tuned. See you in the next one.
Make $1 million cash for you flatline. Make a master plan, watch it backfire. Burn it all down and collect the ashes. Build it back, respect your passion.